boy. Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to another thrilling installment of the JimFear Podcast. I am, of course, JimFear. Thank you for tuning in. I'm actually in a pretty good mood tonight. I hope you guys had a lovely week. I hope that it went better than mine. My week's actually been kind of shit. It's only Thursday, so it's still a little early to say for, Friday and Saturday. But, yeah, I had a shit week. I don't want to get too deep into my health problems, but, I have athlete's foot. I've had athlete's foot for a long time. And occasionally, like anyone who's had athlete's foot for a certain amount of time will tell you this. Occasionally you have your spots where it's really manageable, it's fine, you don't even itch, it's just kind of there in the background, it's cool. Well, it's not cool, but, And then you'll have your days where it gets bad, and it's just fucking terrible, and your feet itch, and you're scratching yourself so hard, you're scratching your feet so hard that, they're bleeding. And those days suck, particularly the days after them, because your feet need time to heal, and god damn, that takes for fucking ever, especially because you're walking on your feet, so the wounds on your feet don't really have any time to sit still and close up, and you kind of need a couple of days for that. And I mean, if you got a cut on your arm, all you got to do is leave it alone. It'll be fine. It'll just don't favor that arm and everything will be cool. But on your feet, it's way, way more difficult to keep your feet straight, and you're walking funny. It's just a fucking nightmare. I gotta get me some wine. This, like I say, I've had to put up with that for going on 3 days now. And I'm on my feet 8.5 hours out of the day. So that's fun. Then yesterday. But this was the big disappointment for this week. I get 1 day off a week, right? Well, 2 days technically. I get Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday because the place that I work at isn't open on Sundays. And Wednesday because the job that I do at the place that I work at isn't necessary on Wednesdays. So I get Wednesdays off. It's really nice. It's really nice to give my feet a chance to recover, in the middle of the week, and then I can hit Thursday, Friday, and then the first half of Saturday hard, and just get my fucking work done and everything's chill. So yesterday, I was really looking forward to, because I had pre-ordered Dark Souls 3, right? And this is going to kind of taper into a bigger discussion about, or maybe a bigger point about the gaming industry. But I had pre-ordered Dark Souls 3, and I was like, okay, they're releasing it on Monday or Tuesday. I have Wednesday off. I am 3 weeks, and I've been a good boy. I've been a very good boy. I've been killing myself with this YouTube channel for 4 months now, and finally I'm to the point where I am 3 or 4 weeks ahead on the audiobooks, and I'm 3 weeks ahead on the on the audio dramas and the narrations. So I have 3 or 4 narrations lined up, ready to go, already uploaded to YouTube and put into the Telling Tales Out of School playlist. They're good to go. All I gotta do is make them public. So I was like, cool. Awesome. I got a whole day here where I don't actually have to do any work. I can put it off and take care of it after I get off work tomorrow, and just, I won't even be behind. I'll still be ahead if I just take this whole day off. It'll be my first real day off in 4 months. 3 months. Yeah, about 3 months. And, I'll just sit there and I'll just veg out and play fucking Dark Souls 3. Because I fell in fucking love with the first one. The second one, not so much. I have some severe problems with the second one. Completely ignore the 116 hours of my life that I put into the second one. I wanted to beat the fucking game. And there are some parts of that game that are fun. But, the first one is where it's at, man. The first one is an amazing game. And the third one promised to be just as good as the first one. So I was like, yes, I'm just going to spend all day playing Dark Souls. I pre-ordered that shit. I pre-downloaded it to my computer so that when I woke up that day, I could go get a cup of coffee and some breakfast, and boom, just Pyromancer, let's run into wherever the fuck this new place is, and level decks and piss off all of the giant dad fags out there. But, it fucking crashed. And it crashed, and it crashed, and it crashed, and it crashed. And I spent probably 8 hours trying to get this fucking game to work. Probably thereabouts. If you include the time that I spent, re-downloading it. Because I verified the cache. It had to reinstall some files. I tried it after it reinstalled the files. It still wouldn't work, so I was like, okay, we're just going to wipe the slate clean. We're going to delete this from my computer, and then re-upload it, and everything's going to work. It's going to be fine. I mean, they wouldn't put out a game on day one. They wouldn't release a game that doesn't fucking work on day one, right? Right! Yeah, it turns out I was really fucking wrong about that. And this is damn near unforgivable. Like, A, I'm never pre-ordering again, and B, I really don't know if I'm going to endorse FromSoft products after this. From Software is the name of the company that makes Dark Souls out there, for you guys that don't know. I really don't know. But see, the thing about it is I'm not sure if that's FromSoft's problem or if that was Bandai Namco. I don't know which company is responsible and who I should kind of, like, try to take my rage out on. You know what I mean? That was my experience. That was my day one rage experience, was getting the fucking game to start. I mean, I know this is Dark Souls and everything, but as I've said several times to friends and on Tumblr, the hardest part about Dark Souls should not be getting the fucking game to boot. You know what I mean? Like, these games have a reputation for being difficult, but getting past the title screen should not be one of the major challenges in this game. Man, I gotta move this over to my other screen so that I can, if I have to look anything up, because I might. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, this is behavior that we really, as gamers, need to stop encouraging, man. We really need to stop encouraging this behavior of, you can release a broken game, and then, you know, patch it day one, after all of these people are already burning you in effigy because you released a shitty broken game that they paid $60 fucking for, and they're justifiably upset because the goddamn game that they paid $60 for doesn't work. You know, this behavior needs to stop. We need to stop encouraging this kind of behavior. We need to stop rewarding this kind of behavior. Like, in the 90s, or in the early 2000s, back before the internet on video game consoles became really widespread, and you still had to use, like, a dial-up modem on your PS2 to get onto EverQuest. If you released, as a game company, if you released a game that did what Dark Souls 3 did when I tried to boot it up, if that happened, there's no fixing it. There's no re-release, there's no patch that you can release over the internet to fix that. Your company will go under because people will refund that fucking game and never buy shit from you again. And I think that's what needs to start happening to these companies. Don't get me wrong, I love FromSoft's products. I think that they have great storyline. They're fun games to play. At least the Souls series is. I haven't really tried much of their other stuff, but I think their other stuff is like racing games and maybe a couple of, like, I don't know, sports games or something like that. But the Souls series is really kind of where it's at with FromSoft for me. But, and like I said, I'm torn. Because I think that any company that does that deserves to fucking go under. All of those people deserve to lose their fucking jobs. Because they failed their consumers so drastically. Like, there are articles out right now. You can Google this shit. You can go look it up. It was crashing at the bonfire. The fucking bonfire. That's supposed to be like, well, it's not really a safe zone, but it's supposed to be like your beacon of light in a world of lost hope and shit. It's supposed to be the one marginally safe place in the fucking game. And you go and try and access the bonfire, and the fucking thing crashes. This is unfucking acceptable, man. I was so pissed about this because I could have got so much work done today if they just had us said, you know what, we're going to take another week and we're going to release it on Saturday or whatever, and we're going to fix all of these bugs and make sure that you guys get a good gaming experience. I would have been fine. You wouldn't hear this shit from me. I would have just gone and gotten work done, but now that's a whole fucking day wasted because I was trying to do research to try and get this fucking game to work, see if anybody had the same problem that I did, and if they had fixed it, and if so, could I fix it that way? But of course, it's fucking Dark Souls, so the entire community is full of assholes and trolls, and no real solutions. So I just had to wait for the fucking patch to come out, which it came out last night, at like fucking 11:30 EST, and it downloaded, and I think everything's okay, but the problem now is that I don't have enough time to actually sit down and play the fucking game. Because if I start playing Dark Souls, it's the kind of game that I'm going to get lost in for like 6 to 8 hours. And I know that's bad for your health, I know that's bad for your eyes, I don't fucking care. Shut up and let me game. I need to go buy more wine. It's the kind of game that I really want to get lost in. I want to get engrossed in this game. I want to lose myself in this game. Because the worlds that are created in the Dark Souls series are so amazingly good and richly detailed, usually. Dark Souls 2 had problems. It's kind of fugly. It had a few birth defects that did not get patched out later. So yeah, I mean, we as gamers, we really need to stop endorsing this shit. We need to stop rewarding this kind of behavior. If you subsidize behavior, people will continue to engage in that behavior. That is basic, like, human nature, basic economics. Like, I haven't even really studied economics, and even I know that. If you pay somebody to do something, they will keep doing it. Or if you continue to give your money to somebody that's doing a job badly with no penalty for having done the job badly, they're going to continue to do the job badly because it's obvious to them that you don't fucking care whether or not the job is done properly or not. I'm being redundant here. Whether or not the job is done properly. You don't care because you're still paying them full price. That is fucked up. And we need to stop doing that as gamers. We need to stop pre-ordering. We need to stop we need to stop acting like this day one patch to fix basic shit. To repair basic shit that has glitched out so horribly that people can't play the fucking game. We just need to... We're the ones who hold the purse strings. We are the ones with the power here. They don't have the power. We pay their fucking bills. That's how this relationship works. If they don't make us happy, they go fucking hungry. They are providing a service. And if their service is not up to a certain standard, we need to go to another restaurant. You know, if I go into Ruby Tuesdays, and this didn't happen. I recently went into a Ruby Tuesdays, and the service was great. I mean, they were really busy, so it was kind of slow service, but I don't blame them for that, because there was like 1 million people in this restaurant. But, you know, if I go into a Ruby Tuesdays, and the waiter's slacking off, and they don't come up and, like, you know, hey, would you like a beer? Or, you know, what can I get you to eat? Or something like that. Or, you know, you want an iced tea while you wait for a menu or something? Or while you decide? If they're not pulling that shit, if they're, like, slacking off, if they're smoking, if they're getting drunk behind the bar, if they come up to me, like, 15 minutes after I enter the restaurant, and they're like, yo, man, what you want to drink? Fuck you! I'm going to go down the street to Captain D's or I don't know, insert fancy restaurant with a bar here, where they have better service, where they're going to do their job fucking properly, and I'm going to feel comfortable paying them because the performance that they put into their service is up to a certain standard. And this was not up to any standard. This was, we're going to ship you a broken fucking game. And then when everybody blows up in our faces and attacks us over how broken the fucking game is, then we're going to put out a patch. If this had happened 15 years ago, this company would go fucking under. They would be done. They would never make another game again. I don't know. Sometimes I think that we need to go back to that model. That whole, no, you can't just release a patch. You have to make sure that your game is fucking finished and functioning properly when you give it to people, when you sell it to people. If I pay you $60 fucking for a video game, the video game should fucking work. I should not require day one patch. I shouldn't have to go buy DLC to fix this. I shouldn't have to wait for you people to get off your fucking asses and do what you should have done a year and a half ago and make the game fucking function. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I've already spent like 15 minutes ranting on this. I'm going to move on. That's my piece. If you would like to engage in a discussion with me about this in the comments, please feel free. I will be severely less upset with you than I sound right now. And I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at FromSoft and Bandai Namco. That's who I'm mad at. So, I have strong words for them. Most of which you guys just heard. And I'm glad I get this chance to vent. Thank you guys for letting me vent here. I was going to do it anyway. But knowing that somebody is out there listening is kind of cathartic. It feels good to just kind of get this shit off my chest. This podcast, like, podcasting is great for that, man. If you've got something that you're fucking upset about, start a podcast. Start a podcast. You can bitch to your fucking heart's content. It's almost guaranteed that somebody out there will listen to you. Somebody. You might not make money off of it. You might have to do it for the love of the craft like I'm doing right now. But it's almost guaranteed that somebody out there will take interest. So, yeah, we are all, one of the things that really pissed me off about this is how much work I could have gotten done. Because I finally got an archive.org account set up, which, if you go and listen to the podcast that I did with my good friend Dimension Bucket, he explains that you can use archive.org to get an RSS feed for things like iTunes. So, I got my archive.org account set up, and I need to start uploading shit to it. Let me see here. How far back was I going to go? Where's my videos? But we are almost on iTunes, guys. We are almost on iTunes. So we're like this close. I just need to get off my ass and get all of the previous videos that I have uploaded to iTunes, and then we'll be good. I'm gonna have to do some audio tweaking with some of them. Just I don't know if I should put like end shill thing, like, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. This has been a JimFear 138 production. If you would like more, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, or shit like that. Or if I should just fucking upload it and just put shit in the show notes. Because, I don't check the fucking show notes when I listen to a podcast. Occasionally I do. If I'm fucking bored, I'll sit there and read the show notes. But most of the time, I don't fucking care. So I'm thinking about just putting it in, like, right at the end, just after the story's over. It's just, hey guys, if you like this, I've got more. It's not just on iTunes either. But, Dimension Bucket, once again, has come to my fucking rescue. And the wonderful image that you're seeing right now, if you're still watching the podcast, it'll be the, what do you call it? The damn thumbnail. Thumbnail. That's the word for it. I'm not drunk. I'm tired. I'm getting drunk. There's a difference. I'll probably be a lot quicker when I'm finally drunk. Speaking of. Anyway. Yeah. He got me this brilliant image. He made it himself. He's also the one who made the nice little piano doodle that you hear at the beginning of the narrations. Bucket has, I owe you, like, a fucking steak dinner, or lobster, or whatever. When we meet in person, you're getting, like, a kick-ass meal. I'm paying. That's just something that's gonna fucking happen, because I gotta pay you back for this shit. And I am not, like, able to really help you in the way that you have helped me. So I'm definitely gonna get you, like, a big steak with lots of fries. And maybe if you're 21 at the time, we'll get some beers, some good whiskey or something. I don't know. We'll work it out, but I definitely owe you for this shit. But yeah, we're about to be on iTunes. I just gotta get off of my ass and start uploading this shit. And I've got all of my stuff archived, all of the stuff that I've been working on since coming back to YouTube is all, it is all archived. I was thinking about putting the Kaiju Chronicles up there, but, yeah, those aren't all that popular. Plus, there's a couple of gags in there that are, like, visual, that you have to be watching to get the joke. So, I'm really not sure whether or not I'm going to put the Kaiju Chronicles up there, but all the narrations are going to go up there, starting with, hang on, I gotta go back even further, Jesus Christ. How far back do I have to go? This is not... No, wrong. Bad. No, what? Stop. Okay. Starting with, there are no wolves in the still wood. Starting with that, Yate Veo, I am not a clone, Scene, an egg, what the moon brings, solipsism. I'm probably going to put the drunk narration and reaction to the reluctant Viking up there, which I need to finish that, but like I said, I'm in the process of moving. It's taking a while because of financial shit, but I already boxed up that, so none of those aren't coming back anytime soon unless anybody's got a PDF out there. And then, like, I don't know if I'm going to put the Happy Meal thing up on iTunes, but definitely from, like, Mason on to... Where the fuck am I? Am I on 2 or 3 or what? I'm sorry, like, this YouTube shit is so difficult to fucking navigate. God damn. I am thick tonight. Yeah, so all that's going to be going on. I just have to get around to uploading that to archive.org and getting the RSS feed for iTunes, getting the boilerplate kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the image, the thumbnail image that Bucket did for me, putting that up there. It's going to be nice, guys. It's going to be sweet. I'm going to be happy to finally get on iTunes. I know I'm not going to be like, oh, I made it now, I'm on iTunes. No, I didn't make it. But it's one more step on the ladder. It's one more handhold. You know, so that'll be really nice to finally get that shit done. But I could have done that yesterday. You know, I could have done that yesterday, but no. I was sitting there like a fucking retard, fiddling with a game that should have worked but didn't. No, I had to go and waste my entire fucking day. So I'm probably going to be working on that this weekend. Or not. I've got the later half of Saturday, and I've got Sunday off. So I'm probably going to be playing Dark Souls this weekend. I'm going to be totally fucking honest with you guys. So by the time you hear this, I'm probably going to be playing Dark Souls. That's if they fucking get around to patching it. If they haven't patched this shit, if I boot this game and it doesn't work by Saturday, I'm fucking refunding it and getting my money back, and I'm not going to try and buy it again for like 7 months when it comes out on fucking sale. Because something like that just does not deserve to be, like, I was seriously thinking about getting my money back yesterday. Like, see, like, the thought crossed my mind several times. So yeah, other good news about the narrations. I have said, fuck it. I'm just going to start reaching out to authors. And I'm a one-man show. I do everything myself. Except for, like, the piano doodle and the image that you're seeing on the screen right now that Bucket did for me. Everything else is me. Bucket just explains shit, and then I go do it. And I come to him if I have a problem, because he already knows. But I prefer to do all of this shit by myself, which is why it's taking so long to get all of this shit off the ground, because not only am I doing this, I also have a job. So, but I treat this like a second job. So it's not like I'm trying to be lazy or anything like that. What the fuck was I about to talk about? God damn it. I hate it when this shit happens. I absolutely hate it when brain farts. Oh yeah, I've started reaching out to authors. I've got a list of stories that I want to narrate, and it's fucking long. And some of them are pretty long narrations. Let me see what we got here in progress. I've already got the damn link for most of them, so I won't have to go looking. I'm also planning a thing for Halloween, which I have to get started now, otherwise it'll never get fucking done, and I'll be rushing around, and it won't get done on time. So I'm doing it now, and it's a big project, and you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be weird. Also, controversial. I might get pulled from YouTube for this. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go forward anyway, because this has never been one of those safe space channels, and I respect your feelings, and I will take care of you, and no. If you're uncomfortable with the story, I will put, like, one of these stories that I want to do for Halloween is really fucked up. Really fucked up. Like, it was hard to read. Really hard to read. And maybe that just makes me a pussy. But, I was like, oh, now I understand why the other guy didn't put that on his channel when he did this. Yeah, now that makes sense. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it up. I'm getting friends to narrate. I'm going to be doing one of the stories, and then it's going to be people from Dapper. Kind of a showcase of some of the voice talent that we have over at Dapper. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, because that would ruin the surprise, but it's going to be awesome, and I have to talk about it because I'm an excited nerd and a loser who can't keep my fucking mouth shut about anything. But I'm just going to warn you guys up front, like, months ahead of time. One of these stories is really fucked up, and there will be warnings. I don't usually get into the whole trigger warning thing, but this story is really hard to fucking read. So I think it will be in order to put up a little disclaimer on the front. This story is very, very fucked up. And then put a little audio to, like, beware, the story that you're about to listen to is not for the faint of heart. It has depictions of several unsavory things in it. And it may severely disturb you. So you might want to skip this one, but if you think you're going to be okay with it, go ahead. I do not take any responsibility for any asshole that decides to go ahead and listen to this. You've been warned. Peace out, bitches. But I reached out to a couple of writers, and so far it's been pretty okay. No one has said no yet, which is good. I'm gonna have to go to my fucking Gmail account, because I do not remember. No, that guy was on Reddit. I never go to Reddit. I have a Reddit account. I made it during the whole, like, Gamergate thing to keep up with, like, Kotaku in action. And then Kotaku in action went fucking belly up, and, like, 9 out of 10 things that they post have nothing to do with fucking video games. So I just kind of have a Reddit account that I barely fucking use. Oh, I have messages. Okay, yeah. This is pretty good. Let me see, how do I get into this? Like, can I see messages? There we go. Okay. I got, what is it? By the Edge of the Water. I reached out to the writer of that one, and he was like, yeah, you can use it, just don't make money off of it. And I was like, well, I was planning on getting an AdSense account sometime in the future. But if you don't want me to put ads on that video, I can just take the AdSense off that one. And he was like, no, that's cool. I just don't want people publishing it without paying me. I was like, all right, cool, awesome, thanks, dude. You're kick-ass. So, By the Edge of the Water is a story that's going to be coming out. And another one is The Creeper in the Field. I reached out to that guy, and he said, certainly that would be excellent. He's wondering how I came across it, because apparently he wrote it almost 5 years ago. But I'm one of those people who doesn't think that good stories go out of style, and I remember The Creeper in the Field being good. Especially when, The Right Hand of Doom did a narration of it. I'm pretty sure he did. See, now I'm gonna have to go and look up this and see if Doom actually did that or not. I'm so professional looking all of this up in the middle of the podcast. But hey, that's kind of what this podcast is about. It's for you and me to hang out and just have a little talk, and I get to run my fucking mouth and look up shit that I should already know. Yeah, he did do The Creeper in the Field. That's how I came across it. So yeah, that's two authors, and then another one got back to me today. Like, basically, that was what I did last night. I just, like, I started making folders for all of the shit that I wanted to do. All of the stories that I want to narrate, and it's like, okay, we got a Word document where I'm going to put the description, and I'm going to just go ahead and get the links to all of these, so I don't have to go fucking looking for it. I can just pop open the folder, open up the Word document, control-click, boom, let's turn on the microphone and fucking go. Let's do this! And a lot of these stories are kind of anonymous. They have anonymous authors, so I'm just like, alright, well, fuck it. Some of them are older stories where the author has just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Just, they're not on the internet anymore, I guess, or they're not using that handle anymore. And they didn't leave a forwarding address. So I have no idea how to get in fucking touch with these people, so I'm just gonna go ahead with those stories, and if someone wants to make an issue of it, then hey, fuck it. We'll make an issue of it. But, the ones that have got me back have been really cool. The guy who, wrote Psychosis, which is a fun story, series of vlogs, is probably gonna be like 4 or 5 videos. He said he liked my work, which I thought that was cool. So yeah, that's 3 stories that I can narrate by permission of the author, and I have documentation, goddammit. Unless, like, my Reddit account gets closed. But, yeah, I thought that was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. Just, I don't know. Just, like, for some reason, I expect people to be dickholes. But these guys weren't. These guys were actually really awesome. They were really cool about the whole thing. So, yeah, just goes to show you, kids, you never know what's going to happen until you actually go out and do it. So, take a lesson from me. Take a lesson from good old Uncle Jim. So what else can we go over? There's a couple of things that I did want to talk about with regard to the... What the fuck is this? Just take me to the fucking page. Somebody commented on my channel. There are comments waiting approval. You bastards. You fucking spamming assholes. Because I get excited when people leave comments on my channel or on my videos and shit like that. Because I love interacting with you guys. You guys are fun. You guys are awesome. And then these fucking assholes come along. And they're like, hello, we are offering gift coupons worth $100 of Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play Store to 10 random people from comments. Claim your gift voucher. No, fuck you. I know this is spam. It's a bit.ly link. I know that's fucking spam. Fuck you. I'm not gonna click that. You're trying to get, like, malware on my fucking computer because you're an asshole. Or a bot. Or a bot made by an asshole. No way in hell am I gonna click that fucking link. We're trashing these. I would flag it, but then it's like, that takes effort. Flagging stuff is... I'd have to invest time, come up with reasons why I'm flagging it. I'm not gonna go through all that shit. what the fuck else? Like I said, there was a couple of things that happened in politics this week that I kind of wanted to talk about. Yeah, like Donald Trump lying again. Like, lying through his fucking teeth. And Hillary Clinton's good old racist humor. And Bernie Sanders trashing Walmart. And it's just, like, the whole political process has just become such a shit show. Like, guys, I don't even like Ted Cruz. Okay? I don't even like Ted Cruz very much. He's not, like, he seems like if you met him, he'd be okay, he'd be polite, you know, he wouldn't, like, shit on you or treat you like you're fucking stupid or something like that, but Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton are the worst things to happen to the American political scene in how fucking long? How long ago was the Great Depression? Almost 100 years? 80 years? Something like that? 80, 90 years? So I know that's not quite as long as Bernie Sanders has been on planet Earth. I mean, the guy was, like, around when the Flintstones were here. He was, like, chowing brontosaurus burgers while working at the rock quarry. How that guy can live that fucking long and think socialism is a good idea, I really do not understand. I really don't fucking get it. It makes no goddamn sense. Like, every single time it's tried, the country that it's tried in goes down the fucking shitter. Every time. Every single time. There is not a single socialist country that isn't a shithole or obviously empirically on its way to becoming a shithole. Just look at the United States. Oh, God. But, yeah, so Bernie was trashing Walmart, and Mark Levin made a good point on his show the other day about how many people Walmart employs. And, yeah, Walmart has some scummy business practices, guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that Walmart is this shining light of capitalism, beacon on the horizon that we should all strive to be like. No. Walmart has some shit business practices, man. They treat their employees kind of like shit, you know. They're just, like, I know people who've worked at Walmart. They all have basically the same story. That job sucks. Sucks hard. Hard. But at the same time, Walmart does employ a lot of people. And it takes a lot of, well, jobs, basically, to keep those stores open. And not just, like, the cashiers and the managers and the people cleaning up and shit like that. But, like, the light bill, the water, all of that shit. The utilities that Walmart uses. That's a lot of money circulating in the economy just from Walmart alone. So who cares if the Waltons have more money than God, or more money than the bottom 40% of Americans? Who fucking cares, man? They earned it. You know, Walmart's also a publicly traded company. They don't own Walmart. The Walton family, way back in the day, started Walmart, and then they started trading shares of Walmart on the stock market. So there are probably thousands. I would almost go so far as to say hundreds of thousands. Maybe it's just tens of thousands of people who own shares in Walmart and get a piece of that scratch. You know, it's not like Walmart is completely 100% black evil. There are gradations here. There are gray areas, man. And you have to be willing to see these gray areas. You can't just listen to a person like Bernie Sanders when he's like, oh no, the rich people are the fucking devil. And if we just persecute the rich people and we take all of their money and we institute like a 95% corporate tax rate, then America will be fixed. Because the government's really good with managing money, right? Right? Yeah. No, they're not. That would be abominable. I mean, Walmart was on the way to say, what was it? Was it Venezuela or was it Cuba? It was some Middle or South American country where Walmart came into the country and they were just like the biggest fucking employer in the country. But like they set up shop and employed like 50% of the people in the country. It was ridiculous. Like Walmart itself was about to turn this entire country's economy around. And then they started taxing Walmart out the like 75%. And Walmart was just like, nope, fuck it, folded and left. Just took their ball and fucking went home. It was fucking ridiculous. So these tax rates that Bernie Sanders wants to employ aren't going to do what he thinks they're going to do. And then Donald Trump is just as fucking bad with the tariffs. Like, a 45% tariffs, like, to my understanding, Razzle, let me know if I'm wrong. To my understanding, what a tariff is when a country comes over here that we have a tariff on. Like, let's say we put in a tariff on everything made in China, just a bottom line across the board tariff of 45%, like Donald Trump is talking about doing. We put this tariff on everything coming from China. That means that like 99% of the shit that's in Walmart, funnily enough, goes up in price by 45% because it came from China. Now, the companies in China are going to get their regular share of that money. That there's like, we're up to like 145% of the price right now. So that 100%, whatever cut of that 100% would go to the company in China goes to the company in China, and then there's like payment to Walmart itself for housing the item and selling it, and distributors and all of that, all of these little jobs that go from manufacturing the, let's say, t-shirt to actually selling it in a Walmart in wherever you live. Whatever percentage of the original 100% would go to the company in China goes back to the company in China. They're not going to feel the tariff. But the 45% that you're going to have to pay extra on top of the 100%, so that's almost, that's almost half again what you're paying. So if it costs $20, if it's like a $20 t-shirt, you're going to be paying, what would it be? $29? Something like that? $28? Somewhere in there. And that $8 that you're paying extra for that shirt is going to the government. You're going to be the one feeling this. And now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, then any economists out there, please correct me. But this is my understanding as of now. So maybe I shouldn't have opened my fat fucking mouth. But this is my understanding, and I'm open to being corrected here. So if I'm wrong, let me know. But that's my understanding of it. So it's not going to fuck China. It's going to fuck us. It's going to fuck the taxpayers. It's going to fuck the people shopping at Walmart, not China. You know, I don't know what he thinks that's going to do, but I'm pretty damn sure that he's wrong. God. And then there's Hillary. Hillary's probably the worst offender. Like, well, no, Bernie's the worst offender. Bernie's actively fucking dangerous. Hillary's just kind of stupid and dangerous. Or maybe she's worse. I mean, that fucking cunt belongs in federal prison right now. And she's walking the streets. She ain't got cuffs on. I still don't know how that fucking happened. Put national security at risk. Anybody else would fucking go down for that. Hard. Wouldn't even need a trial. Just throw you under the jail. But, like, one of the big things that bothers me about Hillary is she wants to hold gun manufacturers accountable for when somebody uses their product to kill somebody. It's like, okay, let's extrapolate this. Let's take this to its logical conclusion. If I go to Lowe's and I buy a Black & Decker hammer, right? And I use this hammer to murder somebody. I beat their skull in with this hammer, right? Should Black & Decker have to pay for my crime because I used a tool that they made to kill somebody else unlawfully? And yes, there is such a thing as a lawful killing. But should Black & Decker have to pay for that? I don't think that they should. And I don't think that Heckler & Koch should have to pay for fucking what? If somebody takes one of their guns and goes out and kills somebody with it, you can kill somebody with a fucking ice cream cone. I'm dead certain of it. Should Baskin-Robbins have to pay for it? Have to pay too? If I take one of their fucking ice cream cones and go outside into the parking lot and murder a hobo with it? Like, choke him to death or whatever? You know, what the fuck? Like, how are you going to just keep this into fucking guns? It's not. It's going to spread to other businesses. And if you just look one step beyond what Hillary is talking about, you can see exactly how fucking ridiculous this is. And then there's the blatant fucking hypocrisy with the fucking racist joke that she told. Which I'm all for racist jokes. I mean, me and friends have sat up nights where we would all go, like, find the most fucked up racist jokes that we could. And just sit there and tell them. Like, Jew jokes, white people jokes, black people jokes, Mexican jokes, all of that shit. Gypsy jokes, we hit everybody in, like, 4 hours. Over and over and over again. So I'm all for freedom of speech, I'm all for humor. I don't think that Hillary should be punished for telling that joke. It was a stupid joke, it wasn't funny, mostly because Hillary and, what was it, the mayor or the governor of New York? It was some politician from New York. But basically the joke, well, you can look it up. Basically the joke went, you're a little bit late, aren't you? And he said, oh yeah, I'm running on CP time. And then Hillary's like, careful politician time. And the joke is that CP time, way back when, used to mean colored people time. Which is like the stereotype of, like, black people are always late. Which I don't really know where that stereotype came from. I think that was just, like, something mean that somebody made up about black people. And then it just kind of got spread. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there is a reason that stereotype existed at one time. I haven't had any real experience with it. Well, not much. One of the people that I work with, who happens to be black, is kind of late coming to work in the morning. But I mean, it's early in the morning. I don't blame her. I don't want to fucking be there either. If I had the option to spend 15 more minutes in bed, I'd take it too. God damn it. So I don't really know where that joke comes from, where the stereotype comes from. I haven't done my research on that because I don't have any time to do fucking anything. But it's just like, you know for a fact, if Donald Trump had made that joke, or if Ted Cruz had made that joke, or if Rand Paul had made that joke, anybody that's not, like, complete socialist retard, lefty, Democrat, so far up Karl Marx's ass they can't even see the light of day anymore, made that joke, it would be the fucking end of the world. It would be the end days are upon us, and we have to punish this person. They're no longer fit to run for office. No, we have to impeach them right now. And you should step down from your office because you made a joke about black people. Meanwhile, Hillary fucking does it. And there ain't been no outcry. People are trying to excuse it. They don't even call it racist. They call it race-laced. This is how these people do it. And it's not just leftists who do this. You know, the extreme right do this too. You know, this whole it's not racist when we do it kind of thing. You know, because they bring false facts. Like, there are certain facts that are verifiable. Like, black people commit more crime than white people. That's a fact. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that black people are inherently inferior or more prone to criminality than white people. You know, there probably are some socioeconomic effects at play there that cause that kind of thing. I'll almost guarantee it. So it doesn't mean that black people are worse than white people, or they're somehow lesser than white people. That's stupid. It just means that, as the numbers say, you know, a fact like that isn't racist. It's what you do with that fact that makes you racist. So, it's pretty much a known fact that if you build more schools, you build less prisons. Fewer prisons. Gotta get your grammar right. This is the fucking internet, after all, and I don't need some jackbooted thug coming down on me because I mispronounced your. But it's what you do with a fact like that that makes you racist. If you look at a fact like that and you say, well, black people are just inherently more violent than white people. They're just prone to being criminals. Black people are just inherently criminal. That makes you fucking racist. That makes you fucking racist. But if you look at that and you say, okay, let's find out what's actually causing this. And it's like, oh, well, there's a lot of poverty, and there's a lot of, there's a bit of persecution going on here, and there's some racism out there. And, maybe we should look at kind of trying to fix these problems, let's solve the gang activity, and that would take care of a big chunk of that. But no, everybody has to be on one side or the fucking other. If you say black people commit more crimes than white people, you're inherently fucking racist, or you just cannot bring that up ever. That fact does not exist. How dare you ever bring that up? We can't fix this problem because it's not a real problem. It doesn't exist. You're just racist. So people who sit in the middle and go, well, this is a problem and we need to have an honest discussion about it so we can make people's lives better, just get shut down on both sides. Because the extreme right-wing people are like, nope, it's just, darkies are inferior. And then people on the extreme left are like, how dare you bring that up? That's racist. And no one ever wants to sit and have a real fucking discussion about these things. And actually try and fix them so that we can make people's lives better. So that we can get a better quality of life in the world for all of these people. I don't know. I didn't mean this to turn into a big, ramble on racism, but it is really fucked up to me that Hillary can make a joke like that, and it's, oh no, it's fine when we do it. I think it should be fine when anybody does it. Racist jokes don't hurt. They don't hurt anybody. Okay, I see somebody telling a white people joke, and I'm just like, yeah, fucking white people, right? White people are fucking crazy. I've made white people jokes like that. I had a lot of black people agreeing with me, too. Because I don't know if they got, an outside perspective or what. But yeah, white people are pretty fucking crazy. White people jokes are funny. Black people jokes are funny. It's funny. We're just pointing out these stereotypes and these blowing them way out of proportion, just blowing stereotypes way out of proportion to the point of absurdity so that it makes you laugh. Because it is absurd, it's stupid, and that's what's funny about it. It's not that it's true. It's not that anybody's gonna take it as read. It's a fucking joke. Get over it. I got over the white people jokes. Pretty sure you can get over the black people jokes. But, like I said, I think that anybody should be able to make that joke. It shouldn't be a problem that Hillary made that joke. My problem is that if anybody on the right side of the anybody who was slightly to the right of Mao Zedong made that joke, then the fucking world would explode, and all of the media outlets would be talking about, oh my god, this person is horrible, and we should crucify them in Times Square right now. And that kind of hypocrisy just really fucking bothers me. Above and beyond the fact that Hillary is a fucking criminal and the problems that I have with her policy. This is why I'm stuck with Ted Cruz. Do you guys understand now? The gay shit can take a hit. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm bisexual. I'm looking at taking a hit on this too. Okay? I disagree with Cruz on the sexuality thing. I disagree with Cruz on the evangelical Christian thing. I don't think it's fucking cool that his dad basically told him, you are anointed by God to be the president one day. I don't think any of that shit is cool. Ted Cruz is not perfect. He is not a perfect candidate. But when I look at the shit that's going on with Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and I'm just like, he's not Satan. He's not a fucking pathological socialist monster. He's not Donald Trump. And yes, Hillary is Satan in this little demonstration. He's not as bad as these guys. The gay shit, if he wants to get into the gay shit and fuck around with the stuff that's been advanced upon, it can take a fucking hit. The Constitution can't really afford to take any more hits. You know, we've already basically lost, like, the Fourth Amendment. That's gone. You know, we don't have fucking privacy anymore. And the economic thing, like, if this is true, hang on, I'm actually going to look this up. We're going to learn something together. Because I hear this when I listen to Glenn Beck's podcast. He does commercials for Goldline, and he talks about $6 billion in fraudulent tax returns. That is not how you spell returns, dude. Tax refund fraud to hit $21 billion. Oh my god, this is real. Holy shit, this is a CNBC article, guys. Tax refund fraud to hit $21 billion, and there's little the IRS can do. Oh my god. Tax refund fraud, this is by Matt Hunter. Tax refund fraud is expected to soar again this tax season and hit a whopping $21 billion by 2016 from just $6.5 billion 2 years ago. So yeah, that's real. Holy shit. That's fraudulent tax returns paid out $6.5 billion 2 years ago, and we're up to $21 billion by 2016. You know what? Looking at that, just that first paragraph right there, and they even have a link to the IRS, so let's see what this link says. Here's a little blue. I gotta click it. This didn't... You just sent me to your... The bastards! They just sent me to fucking... They just sent me to their damn Internal Revenue Service tag. Sons of bitches! So, okay, let's just say that this is true, because I can't... This doesn't seem... This seems legit. This doesn't seem like something that they've made up. They're talking about updating the IRS here and expect more. Looking at this, I can get behind his plan to just abolish the IRS and install a flat tax. I can get behind that idea. That doesn't sound like such a bad idea if these motherfuckers are so... Like, remember what I was talking about earlier? Where if a company is supposed to provide a service and they provide that service shoddily or they don't provide that service at all, they deserve to go under and those people deserve to lose their jobs? We need to get rid of the IRS because they're not doing their fucking jobs. It's just bloated, nasty bureaucracy. It is like Vogon shit. Also, I owe them, like, probably at this point, like, $1,500. And if we get rid of the IRS, then I don't have to pay that back. I'm sure that it would just default over to somebody else, and I would have to pay it to somebody else. But hey, you know, at least the IRS wouldn't be around anymore. And, like, compared to what I get right now, I get, like, I don't know, like, $80 a week taken out of my paycheck. Something like that. I work a 40-hour week. I get like $80 taken out of my paycheck. And it's just, is that necessary? Do you really need that much of my paycheck every week just to run the government? Isn't there some fat that we could shave off? Like staring hungrily at the IRS? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea for a company that's that, and it's basically a company at this point. I don't think it's good for a company that is that incompetent to just stick around because, well, what are we gonna do without them? I don't know what we're gonna do without them, but that shit needs to go. That shit just needs to go. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about with regards to the whole Ted Cruz thing, like the whole New York values thing. Like, if nothing else, this proves exactly how scummy of a rat fuck Donald Trump is. Exactly how scummy of a rat fuck he is. Now, I don't know if you guys know or not, But I support the troops. I support emergency personnel, EMTs, firemen, police officers. I think that most police officers are probably good dudes that are just trying to do their job or just trying to keep society as safe as possible. Of course there's corruption. I'm not saying that all police officers are little fucking angels out there, but they do a fucking dangerous job and they deserve some respect, right? Like, that job isn't easy. That job is very scary. It's very scary. And they deserve a little bit of respect. Like, it's not, like, don't treat police officers like shit. Especially if they're not treating you like shit. Don't treat them like shit. Don't just start off treating the police like shit, man. Like, I have a little respect for them. Like, I know, like, the whole issue with authoritarianism and police state America and all that shit. Yes, I understand. I've listened to Jello Biafra's spoken word albums, too. But, like, that's a really fucking dangerous job. And they're just probably trying to make a paycheck. So there's no reason to disrespect those guys. Unless they're disrespecting you. Then, yeah, fucking go for it. Fuck that asshole. But, for the most part, until proven otherwise, I'm going to treat a cop with respect. Because, not only because dangerous job and, probably a good guy underneath a badge, but he also has, like, legal permission to whoop my ass. So... but, like, when Ted Cruz got up there and he was talking about New York values, and how New York values are liberal values, everybody fucking knew what that guy meant. Like, I listened to this shit before, like, people started breaking it down, and it was like, yeah, New York City is a liberal fucking city. This is the city that said you can't sell sodas over a certain size, a certain number of ounces anymore. Because people are too fat and they're too stupid to do what's good for themselves. Yeah, they're too stupid to do what's good for themselves. Let them get diabetes and die. It's their fucking choice. Okay? The government should not have the power to fucking regulate how much soda you can drink. If you want to go get fat and get diabetes because you just drink nothing but Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper, that's your fucking choice. Go to it and good luck. We all gotta die someday. Or just like all of the shit that goes on in New York. Everybody knows that New York City is a liberal, stupidly liberal city. And then I find out that they fucking celebrated a goddamn communist spy from the Cold War. Like, they made a holiday after her. This woman gave up fucking national secrets in the middle of a war. And they're like, yeah, she did the right thing. We're going to make a holiday and have a parade. And it's like, well, that's fucking un-American. As much as I hate getting on the whole patriotism bandwagon, that's fucking un-American. And B, that's treason. That's putting people's lives in danger. And see, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So yeah, when Ted Cruz gets up there and he says, New York values are not conservative. No, I don't care about this stuff. No, I swear to God, if you don't get rid of this goddamn pop-up, okay, that's it. No more income for you. The values that are held in New York City are not values that are held in the majority of the rest of the country. Maybe California. And Portland. But Portland is weird. I know, I have friends that live in Portland, and all they do is tell weird fucking stories about Portland. And everything that you see on the internet that comes out of Portland is just like, wow, that place must suck to live there. You never know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, oh, here comes the wizard on his unicycle, juggling flaming tennis balls, playing an oboe, while, his gimped out stripper boyfriend gives him a fucking hand job riding on the fucking, what do you call them? Pegs on the spokes of his bike. Yeah, wow. Portland is fucking weird. But everybody knows that New York values are very, very liberal values. And if you're trying to appeal to a conservative voter base, like, I don't know, the Republican fucking Party, you're not going to be appealing to the liberals. Even conservatives in New York City are more liberal than conservatives just about any fucking where else in the country. So, everybody knew what fucking Ted Cruz was saying. Everybody knows he's right. And then Donald Trump has the fucking temerity to get up on stage and act like Ted Cruz is talking shit about the first responders on 9/11. And the cops and the firemen and the EMS people in New York City. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I'm so glad that there are more people every day in the Republican Party getting on the Never Trump bandwagon. Like, even Mark Levin, like, somebody put out a hit piece on him, or they mentioned him in a hit piece on people who have been trashing Trump, basically giving Trump a hard time because he fucking deserves it. And they mentioned him, and he was like, well, I offered to get in touch with these people. I've offered Donald Trump to come on this show multiple times. Fuck you. I'm done. I'm done being nice about this. I'm a Never Trump. And I'm just sitting there like, yes, finally. This has been coming for months. Because that guy's like the number 3 rated talk radio show in the nation. Something like that. He's got millions of listeners and a wide influence. He's been at this for a long fucking time. And I'm just saying, yes. Gorilla fuck that orange bastard. He fucking deserves it. Trump is a dick. And then he gets on complaining about the fucking Colorado shit. Like, okay, see, I didn't know this. Like, I'm actually kind of glad that this primary season has been as crazy as it has been. Because I've actually learned a lot about how the American political process works. It's something that I eschewed for the longest time, but it's actually really a fascinating subject to kind of get into the meat of. And the way it works is every state has a different process. Some states have caucuses. Some states have, what do you call them? God. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hang on. I knew this phrase earlier in the day, but I'm tired. I just got. Let me just. How are delegates allocated? That's a good one. Front loading the Democrat delegate. Okay, let's look at the Republican one. By state. So every state has different ways of doing things, pretty much. I mean, there are some that do things kind of the same way, but each state has their own funny little quirk on things. So there's convention. The state will bind delegates to the national convention at a state or territory convention. Other conventions will leave the delegation unbound. Proportional, the state will proportionally allocate delegates based either on the statewide primary or caucus vote or on the combination of the statewide congressional district votes. Proportional with trigger. Oh my god. Tumblr has infected the real world. The state will follow above proportional rules, but allows for a winner-take-all allocation if a candidate wins a majority of the vote statewide or at the congressional district level. Hybrid, state will follow some form of winner-take-more plan, i.e. winner-take-all by congressional district, or directly elects delegates on the primary ballot, and then winner-take-all. State will award all delegates to the plurality winner of the primary or caucus. So every state has different ways of doing this kind of thing. Most of the rules for this have been in place for decades. In some instances, I think it's like about 100 years or more. So, when Donald Trump is winning, he's, oh, we're winning, We're winning. It's amazing, guys. We're gonna go so far. We're gonna get all the delegates. Everything is fine. There's just pie in the sky, and I'm gonna lead you all to it. So like Florida, when Florida happened, and it's, if I remember right, Florida is a winner-take-all state. Trump won. He got 99% of the delegates, I think. There's like 1% that went to Rubio, if I remember right. That wasn't bad. That wasn't, the game is rigged. The system is rigged. They're cheating me out of my delegates. I'm going to take my ball and go home. But as soon as Colorado comes around, and I think it was Cruz that won, all of a sudden, suddenly, it becomes, the system is rigged, and they're taking my delegates, and we should have won, and the people didn't even get to vote. Well, that's not how it works in every state. We're not a fucking democracy. That's another thing that's pissed me off about Donald Trump. And this is something that he should be well aware of, but you might not be, so I'm going to be more lenient with the average person than I would be with Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is not the average person. He's running for the fucking presidency. I'm sorry, guys. I got the fucking hiccups. More wine. So, a lot of people think that America is a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional representative republic, and there's a very big difference. The reason that we are a constitutional representative republic instead of a democracy is because democracy is mob fucking rule. It's majority wins. Which means that the majority can just decide, like, let's just say that America was a democracy for a minute. Let's do a little thought experiment. Come along with me here, and I will explain to you why a democracy is a bad thing. If America was a pure democracy and every vote counted and you could make your voice heard and it will be heard just as loud as the next person's, all of the white people in America, who are a majority, we're like, 64% of the population? All of the white people in America could just come together and say, you know what? We're going to kick all the black people out of the country. And then all the black people get out. That's democracy. That's mob rule. That's why we're not a fucking democracy. So that the minority is protected against the tyranny of the majority. That's why we're a fucking constitutional representative republic. The Constitution is supposed to limit the fucking government. So that it can't grow too powerful. And the representative government is supposed to ensure that the mass, the majority does not overrule and subjugate the minority. That's why our government is set up the way it is. It's a very good system, and it worked for quite a while, until people started fucking with it. I'm not saying it was perfect. Nothing's perfect. But it was better than just about every other form of government. Just about. But yeah, dude, don't vote for Donald Trump. Please don't vote for Donald Trump. He's an idiot. And now, that's another thing, is that I think Donald Trump gets a little bit unfairly characterized as an idiot. You don't take $1 million and turn it into, what is this company worth? $10 billion? You don't do that being stupid. You can't be rock fucking stupid and make as much money as Donald Trump has. You have to have some intelligence. You have to have some smarts. So Donald Trump's not a moron, but you can be smart in certain areas and just rock fucking retarded in others. For instance, let's take me. I'm very good with words. I'm very good with writing and articulating myself, usually. I'm having some trouble tonight for some reason, but I'm rock stupid in math. I cannot math. I am not with math. I'm bad at it. It starts to sweat. The only way that I can actually do math, and I'm not even talking about hard math, I'm talking about, like, statistics 101 kind of shit. I have to have a chalkboard or a whiteboard in front of me, and I have to go step by step through everything and check against the examples in the book and everything and make sure that I'm doing it right, and I have to sit there and I piece it out, and it's just ridiculous how long it takes me to understand mathematical concepts and be able to apply them. I'm math stupid. I'm really dumb with math. That's why I value my phone as much as I do, because it has a nice calculator in it that does just about every fucking thing. There's like a scientific calculator in here. It's wild. I love technology. But, so Donald Trump could be a very, very intelligent and good businessman. But he could be that and also be a very, very stupid, bad politician. So, I don't think Donald Trump is as dumb as everyone says that he is. I think that a lot of it is playing dumb. I think that a lot of it is pandering to the lowest common denominator. And I think of a lot of it is just sheer fucking blind ignorance. Like, he just don't know. He just does not know how shit works. So, I don't really know what is what percentage of all of that is Donald Trump. But, like, do not vote for this guy. He's proven that he's either fucking incompetent. Like, you want to know the reason that Donald Trump didn't win Colorado? He didn't fucking show up. He didn't fucking show up. He stayed home and jacked off while Ted Cruz and his people were pounding sand and shaking hands and kissing babies. That's why Donald Trump lost fucking Colorado, because Ted Cruz was on top of his shit and Donald Trump stayed home and watched porn or fucked his supermodel wife. You know, and hey, good for him. You got a fucking supermodel wife. Congratulations. That only happens to like 1 out of every million guys. Awesome. Good for you. Congratulations. But if you're going to run for president, take it fucking seriously. And that's one thing that I see Ted Cruz doing. That's why one of the reasons that I'm voting for him, or I voted for him in my state's primaries, which passed. But and I hope that he does get the Republican nomination. And if he does, I'll vote for him in the general. He's out there doing it. He's out there, you know, shaking hands and getting to know people and hugging people and sticking to the issues, and he also makes it a point to not abuse free media. Like, Donald Trump is on Fox all the time. He just, like, every chance they get to interview Donald Trump or to ask him fucking questions or just crawl up his asshole and just sleep there for a little while, they do it. And also, same way with all of the rest of the fucking news organizations, really. They do the exact same fucking thing. They just give so much attention to Donald Trump, and he eats it up, positive or negative, because he doesn't care. Ted Cruz actually makes it a point to set aside time to call into shows like Mark Levin's show and Glenn Beck's show and talk with them and get deep into the issues and his plans for the country should he become president. And I don't really see people doing that. I don't really see, like, Hillary doing that, even though people like Mark Levin have invited them onto the show. Yeah, he doesn't like Hillary and Bernie, but he invited them on if they want to come on. I'm sure Trump's been on more than enough, you know, TV stations that just absolutely fucking hate him. But no, Hillary doesn't want to come on to Mark Levin's show. You know, Hillary doesn't want to go on Glenn Beck's show and actually talk to these guys who disagree with her. And have good reasons for disagreeing with her. You know, so Ted Cruz... Also, I haven't really seen him bring up... Like, I've listened to a lot of interviews with Ted Cruz, and I haven't really seen him bring up the whole Christian thing. I'm sure that he does. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that he does. But my experience with him is that he's more focused on the issues rather than pushing the God angle. Or, you know, bashing certain groups of people. And that kind of engenders a little bit of respect for me. I like certain parts of his platform. I actively and vehemently dislike others. But at least he's not the other three. Or John Kasich. God, fuck you, John Kasich. John Kasich, if you ever hear this, go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself. Why you are still in this race... I don't even think you know, man. I think you just like the fucking attention. I think you just like the fucking attention. You've got the most inconsistent platform out there. I don't even know what the fuck your problem is. Did you ride the short bus to school or something? What the fuck are you doing? Get out of the race. Get out. There is no reason for you to be there anymore. You cannot win. You are not Abraham Lincoln, dude. You're not going to get it at the convention. Because it's going to go to convention. But you cannot get it at the convention. There's no way in hell. It's not going to fucking happen. I don't know why that guy's still in the fucking race, man. I really, really do not know. So, okay, this has gone on way longer than I intended, but I kind of got bogged down into some subjects that I wanted to talk about, and I hope you guys enjoyed the very one-sided discussion this week. I'm not gonna leave you with that, though. I'm gonna leave you actually talking about something that I really, really enjoy. I did a stupid again because I'm stupid and I'm irresponsible with money. And it was on sale, so fuck you. I actually got the box set of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. And if you don't know what Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun is, I don't blame you. It's pretty obscure. At least I think it is. I've only met, 4 people, including me, who've actually heard of this. Let's see, there's me, Mage, Biter, and Crow. That's it. Those are the only 4 people I've ever heard of who actually know what this is, and Mage was the one that introduced me to it. But it's an awesome anime about a high school student, because all of these things take place in fucking high school. It's kind of like the antithesis of your average slice of life anime, because the guy's a manga artist, but he makes shoujo manga, which is like romance, monthly girls romance novels, or romance comics. And he goes under a pseudonym, and nobody really believes that it's him. He tried to tell people, and they were like, dude, just drop it, we don't believe you, stop trying to be fucking stupid. And this one girl at school discovers his secret, quote unquote. She finds out that he's actually the guy. And she goes up to him, and she's actually, crushing on him pretty hard. And then she fucks it up, because she's really awkward, and it's told, the whole story is kind of told from her perspective, which I thought was really interesting, because usually with, romance and stuff that I've seen, it's usually told from, the guy's perspective, or if it's told from the girl's perspective, then it's really, really fucking stereotypical and hard to watch. But this girl is so awkward and nervous and just real person, that instead of saying, I've got a crush on you, I like you, do you want to go out? She's like, I'm a big fan of yours. So he winds up giving her an autograph, and she puts 2 and 2 together. And, he's confused, because he didn't know that she knew that he was the shoujo manga artist. So he was just like, oh, you found out my secret. Okay, well, I guess you want an autograph then. Here you go. Thanks for being a fan. I appreciate it. And, the whole rest of the anime is her kind of trying to get close to him, and the dude's just fucking oblivious. Thick as a brick does not begin to describe it. And I like the way it leaves off. I'm not gonna ruin the ending. But the characters are really, really good. I love the characterization in this anime. They're very, very down to earth. Well, not down to earth, but they're real. They're very realistic people. There's the clueless bitch who thinks she's the best person ever. There's the lesbian, or rather the bisexual girl who steals everyone's girlfriend. There's the really handsome, I guess the term would be bishonen guy, who says really stupid things. Really stupid romantic things that gets all the girls' panties wet, and then he gets embarrassed about it because he knows how fucking retarded that sounded, and it's fucking adorable. And it's a really, really good slice of life anime about all of these people coming together to make shoujo manga. And it's got, the main focus is kind of the budding relationship between, what's her name? something. I got this is another reason that it's really cool. It's a big box set. It comes with the DVD set, the Blu-ray set, the complete soundtrack, which is like fucking 3 discs long. I didn't know there was that much music in this fucking show. And it has this little, it also came with a poster and some chibi stickers, which I thought was really cool. Chio, that's her name. Chio. And it kind of centers around the relationship that she's trying to build with Nozaki, while he's just being kind of blunt and dense. And it's a really cute anime. It's really, really funny. They play around with a lot of the standard tropes in, like, kind of the romantic slice of life animes. It's not your standard thing. The animation is really good. And one thing that really surprised me, and I was very happy about this, is the English dub is astounding. I didn't hear any really big name voice actors, so you're not going to hear like Steve Bloom in this. Some of the female voice actors might be a little higher end than the male voice actors, but it's a really, really well done dub. It's just as good as the sub, in my opinion. So I highly recommend you guys go and check that out. If I remember right, it is on Crunchyroll. It's probably also on like Kiss Anime and stuff like that. So just look up Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, or Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun, depending on which one you're looking for. But yeah, so go check that out, guys. It's a really awesome show. I think that you guys will enjoy it if you have taste. But yeah, okay, we've been going about an hour and a half here, so I think now is a good time to cut it. Thank you guys very much for listening. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your finite lives to listen to the ramblings of this drunken failure. I do appreciate it. I love you guys all dearly. I hope you guys will check out the last few episodes of the podcast, which, hang on, let me see who I had. Because I know that the last episode was Doom and Razzle, which was really fun, and it went on for 4 hours, so I'm not blaming anybody for not, like, kind of jumping all over that one. But, yeah, the last one was Doom and Razzle, and then the one before that was just a regular one, and then the one before that is the Dimension Bucket. But, yeah, go and check those out. Check out the audiobook, The Time Machine. Oh! I almost fucking forgot. If you get this far, then you have a special thing. Down in the description. If you have been listening to my audiobook of The Time Machine, I have new audiobooks up for voting. And I'm going to let you guys decide. You guys get to pick which one I will narrate next. So, the choices you have 4 choices. There's War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, which I really, really want to do all of these. But I really want to get to War of the Worlds. I really like that one. I might just, like, after this one goes through and I get done with this one, I might just do War of the Worlds anyway. Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath by Lovecraft, which is a short one. It's not like a novel, but it's kind of like a novella. Really good shit. The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym by Edgar Allan Poe. And then A Study in Scarlet, which is the first Sherlock Holmes novel by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So yeah, straw poll link will be in the description. Voting will go on until I feel like fucking stop. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see. Where are we? We are at chapter 10. So 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks. 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to vote on which one I do next. So go and vote off in the straw poll, and I will take all of your votings into account. Also, one of the things, I can't remember, let me pull up the results here. Yeah. Subtract 1 vote from War, when you get to the results, subtract 1 vote from War of the Worlds and put it on Lovecraft. Because one of my buddies misclicked and informed me of that later, so I kind of had to take that into account. But, yeah. Go and vote, guys. Go and vote, guys. You guys get to choose which one I do next. Make your voice heard. Rock the vote. Reaganomics. I don't fucking know. Yeah, okay, we're done. I'm going to cut it here. Thank you guys for listening. I love you all very dearly. I hope that you will tune in next week. I hope that you guys enjoy the narrations that I'm putting up. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.